Clear corners are something that I've wanted to do on one of my cars since my GTI days when I plasti dipped my orange side markers anthracite. For the S4, unfortunately you can't just plasti dip the side markers. The headlight actually either has to come apart or you could pick up some of these. This is like the German equivalent of overnight parts from Japan. Well, you can probably guess by the shape of this, or if you know S4s, you know what this is. We got some European headlights for the S4. We're gonna get them polished up, we're gonna get them taken care of, and I believe we're gonna try to clear bra them. Alright, well this is like a newborn baby. Oh, that light. Please be in good condition. I saw pictures, I bought these off of the Audi Zine forums, and I saw pictures of them online, but you never know when you buy something off the internet. Whoever packed these, packed them very well. They even put cardboard in here to prevent these things from collapsing. And that's the whole reason we bought the lights, boys and girls. This little piece is the whole reason we bought the lights. It's because it's not amber anymore. Look at that, I'm so excited. All right, well, let's see if I can't show you what we need to take out of these headlights. As you can see, it's even more prominent on camera. There's a bunch of chips in these already. These are secondhand from Europe, so it's to be expected they'll be a little bit pitted. The main area of concern is right here. You see all these swirls in there. It's a little difficult to see. If I point the light like this, you don't see anything, but if I bring it at this angle, you see all those swirls in there. We're gonna have to get rid of those. Over here, it's not so bad. It's just the pitting that we're gonna have to deal with, which, you know, is what it is. It's really this spot right here that I'm worried about. Well, the concept of clay barring is really simple. It's literally just a piece of clay. We're gonna take some lubricant. You can use quick detailer. And all you're gonna do is spray down the surface to get it so that the clay slides over it. And then we're just gonna work our way back and forth with the clay, making sure we get all the contaminants out of the headlights. These scratches up here may be a little bit deeper than I thought they were, but we'll see what we can do to get them out. This one's definitely deep over here. Well, we got the polish all spread out. As you can see, it's almost lifting off that spot there. It's a little weird. I don't know, let's see what we can do. I really don't think that we took the scratches out. I can still see them even through the polish, so we may have to go with something heavier. There's some pretty deep ones right here. Right at the top there, right to the left of that light. And there's that weird patch where it almost looks like it wore through the clear of the lights. I am decided I'm not a professional and I don't know what I'm doing, so I took it to someone who is a professional, who's over there. Savannah used to detail... What?
With my mess.
We've come to the conclusion that this headlight has a, what would we say, like an aftermarket finish on it?
Yeah, it's like one of those as seen on TV, fix your scratched headlights type stuff.
I think because these are secondhand, Tim was saying they're probably off of separate cars. So that's why that one doesn't have refinishing stuff on it and this one does. We've come to the conclusion that this is not aggressive enough. Savannah has a denim pad, which I've never heard of. It's like 2000 grit sandpaper. So
Equivalent.
we see what happened.
This still has clear.
This has no clear.
And you can see it in the resistance, because there's still a lot of resistance to the sandpaper right now. This polyurethane is usually a lot softer than the other clears that are laid on top of it. So this is what we need to get to.
Basically, we've resorted to sanding
and
because...
it's getting there right over here.
Yeah,
a lot of it's
better. And then this is still not
there's
done.
still a lot of clear there. Yeah.
I wonder if I can kind of capture that on camera, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've resorted to sanding because Savannah says it's too hard for a pad. Alright, well, I've been doing the easy job and clay barring that headlight. Savannah's gotten to this point where this is where we've worn through the clear coat, right? Mm-hmm. And this is where clear coat still exists. You can see the color difference between the two. So we're thinking that we're done now. We'll toss it back on the car and be just be good now. Well, this is going to look good on camera because of the lighting, but this is after many hours of wet sanding. That's what the light was like before, and with the denim pad, it's gone to this. Now we have more to do. How do you feel?
Schmedium.
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 Filming like this. Well, this is the final product. There's a couple little imperfections on it. These are going to get clear bra'd next, but if you were doing these and you weren't going to clear bra, the next step would be to... What would you do? Like put a coating on it?
I would put a ceramic coating on. I personally tried the re-clearing route, and it takes a lot of time and training and skill to get it perfect. And the reason why we took the old clear off of this one is because someone tried to do that and it looked like shit.
Yeah,
so
don't do it wrong. Just put a ceramic coating on.
Yes.
It'll protect it from the UVs, which is what causes it to fade, especially if you're doing this on like not Audi headlights, like Honda or cheap JDM headlights.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you protect it, otherwise it's just going to fade again. This came out really nice. Next up is going to be me trying to clear bra these and probably coming back to Savannah and saying help again.
I don't do clear drawing.
Neither do I, so we'll figure it out. Just for a little bit of clarification here, I actually did contact the seller of these headlights. He was not aware that the headlight had been refinished. Obviously, he had kind of noticed that spot, but didn't really know what it was. I informed him that the headlights had been refinished, and his response was, okay, send it back and I'll send you a new one. I have a ton of inventory, which I thought was really cool. At that point, we had already finished the headlight because it was the weekend, so I asked him for a little bit of a refund, which he did end up giving it to me, and for that reason, I think I can stand behind the seller. His Audi Z name is on the screen. If you're looking for a set of these, he does import them fairly regularly, and you can hit him up. I believe they're $8.50 a set plus $40 shipping to the East Coast. Not really getting anything out of that, just I know you guys are probably going to ask where I got these. Alright, boys and ladies, well, we're back many days later, and this headlight is actually complete. If you see right there, there's a little bit of clear bra, but it's really hard to see. The only edge that you can really see is this corner right here. I didn't do the greatest job. I'm going to have to trim it. But besides that, I mean, you can kind of see the clear bra on the edge. The headlight itself came out pretty good. There's a couple bubbles, like right here-ish. I'm not sure if you can tell. Now, if you're not familiar with it, essentially what we're doing is we're taking this clear 3M film. Expel makes something that I believe is a little bit better than this. I'm doing 3M because that's what I could find on Amazon, and it was like $30 for enough to cover 2 headlights and a little bit of extra. Actually, that's the sheet that I'm using, not this one. Anyway, so the process is going to be, this is filled with dish soap and water. They recommend distilled water so you don't leave spots. And what we're going to do is wet this down with the soap. We're also going to wet the back of this with the soap. And then we're going to use our handy dandy squeegee to push out from the middle and get rid of the bubbles. This is a wet apply film, so it doesn't have air channels in it, which means when it goes on smooth and clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the backing off of this, and it's very important not to touch the film once it's off with your fingers unless they're wet, because it'll leave fingerprints. So I'm getting this nice and sprayed down. I'm not so worried about grabbing the top because that's not really going to touch the light, but this right, you just don't have that. Line it up close-ish to the center. There is enough overlap on this side. There's enough there. I might give us a little bit more here, actually. Gotta make sure this thing stays on there, right? One step I almost forgot is we do need to spray this down to make sure we can run our squeegee over it without scratching it. Again, we'll just make sure that everything's damp under here. Sorry, camera, if I get you a little bit damp. Oh well. I know this is a little tiny squeegee, but it's really good for getting the air bubbles on these curves of the light. Now that should set it. Now we can't move it as easily because there's no water underneath this section. And then it's just going to be a question of pressing down with a good amount of pressure and getting any dots out. Now it's a little bit hard to see with soapy water on the surface. So before you get too far, which is what I didn't do on the other light and why it created some weird stuff in that one, you want to wipe the water away every now and again, or just run your finger over it and see if there's any air bubbles that you're missing. Because if you're missing air bubbles, they're going to be very difficult to get out later on. I think the scariest thing for me about this clear brawing process is the fact that there's no air channels. So if you make a mistake, this whole thing has to come back up. There's no picking it up. I mean, you can pick it up and put it back down like you would with regular vinyl, but that's how I got my weird air bubbles last time. So ideally, I'd like to just set it and forget it. Now I'm gonna actually wipe this down and see if there's any air bubbles that I missed that maybe I should get before we continue going. And the answer is yes, there is. There's one right there, unless it wasn't an air bubble. I think it is. Yeah, I'm chasing it around here. There's a little bit of an air bubble right here. So I'm going to see if I can get that out, and if I can't, then I'm going to have to lift it up from the edge. Not the end of the world, but everything else looks pretty good. There's this channel right here that's coming up. We'll have to spray some rubbing alcohol in there. Alright, what seems like a long time later, I have this edge of the light done. Excuse the watermarks, but you can see I've tucked it and cut it right along the edge here. And I actually did do a better job on this top edge right here. Let me put it in the light. It's not the prettiest from the bottom angle, and you can see it's lifting up a little bit, but if you look at it from this angle, the only thing that sticks out compared to the other one is this little tab that I screwed up on right there, as opposed to this whole part lifting up. So I'm happier with that. Now I gotta do the top edge there, get that laid flat, but that's much easier. And then finally, just this back corner over here and tuck it into the weather stripping. And then we have a headlight done. I cut the film pretty poorly in that top left corner there, right here. You can see it's sticking up a little bit, but I overheated the film when I was getting the alcohol out from under it, and there's a couple bubbles in there that are like set into the film now. So I'm gonna have to redo this light, but I think I'll redo it after winter. I assume it's gonna get all kind of chipped and whatever during the winter anyway. I know I probably shouldn't run these lights during the winter, but I'm just too excited not to. Overall, pretty happy with how these came out. This is my first time clear brawling, and I imagine when I redo these, it'll come out even better. This is very difficult, though, especially getting the edges on the clear bra. I would not recommend this if you don't have any wrapping experience. It is, it's something. Well, there we have it. These headlights are officially clear bra. Now, it's not error-free, but for my first time playing with clear bra, I think it came out pretty darn good. I probably will put these on the car at some point soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but I'll show you guys the process. Basically, all you have to do is swap the bulbs over from your old headlights into the new headlights, and from there, we'll put them on the car. But for now, I'm going to end this video here so that I can get it out the door tomorrow. If you are excited for E-codes on the car, leave a comment or hit the thumbs up button. As always, thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video. You thought I was going to hit the camera with that, didn't you? I wouldn't do that. Even with clear bra, I wouldn't do that. Bye.